So, dudes, welcome back to the 1010s podcast. My name is Michael Beck with Adam Nielsen.
So,
dude. And Robbie Beerhout.
So, dude.
So, dudes. You got to do the little...
I did the thing.
What is this called?
It's the surfer thing.
It's
Or it's the beer drinking thing.
Oh, yeah, when you're motioning like you're drinking a beer.
Yeah, your pinky's out, your thumb's out. You're like, so, dude, and you shake it.
Yeah.
Shake it.
This is
bad podcasting.
No, it's all right.
No, it's good YouTube stuff.
Hey, at least we explained what the hand signal looks like. If you're drifting or want to become a drifter, you have to say "suh, dude" and do the surfer thing.
My little sister picked up hashtag.
No, the finger thing?
Yeah, she did that to me
I thought
this
that
weekend.
died. I forgot about it.
She listened to that episode, and then she did that to me this weekend. I was so proud. Never have I been so
lame.
proud of my little sister.
I want to say something that like it's really dumb, and I
Just say
hate
it,
you for
Robbie.
I was watching the Divergent movies, and every time the main
I don't hate those movies.
yeah, every time the
They're
main
actually kinda
character every time the main character did something, I do hashtag feminism, and apparently it's wildly offensive.
Hashtag.
Anyway.
Feminism.
Anyway, before we jump into this, make sure to find 1010s Podcast at 1010spodcast.com, on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter at the number 1010s Podcast. Make sure to visit, when you're on our website, our store. There's a link at the bottom of the page to go to our store. We have all kinds of fun things on there, T-shirts, mugs, some other things as well. Robbie is rocking one of our new T-shirts, which looks pretty sweet, actually. It's blue with, is that gray or silver?
It's gray.
Print on
It
it.
actually looks silver.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was not talking into the mic.
That turned out really
Turned
good.
out really good.
actually.
It's different. Like it's a different material.
What is
but
it? What is that?
I don't know. It's a screen print, but it's like thinner than the other one.
Oh, okay.
But
What kind of shirt is it?
I think it's American Apparel.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice shirt.
So it's one of the nicer ones.
Yeah, it's good.
They had a very
They look really good. I'm really excited
yeah,
about
they
it.
do look good. They had a very drift approved like bright blue one. I think I'm gonna get that.
Is that what I'm wearing?
No, they've got a really really annoying bright blue one.
I don't even remember all the color combinations I
The
made.
more annoying, the better.
Yeah, more annoying the better for drift.
Do they have like fluorescent orange ones I can wear at construction sites?
I'm pretty sure I gave an orange option.
I should get a couple
there?
of those, then I wouldn't have to wear safety vests.
The girls' shirts have like 190 different options.
Damn.
Because
What?
one of the shirts had just abundance of colors, and I went through and got the most I could possibly have.
Sweet.
So
Okay.
if you're a girl listening, we have shirts for you in any color you want.
Solid. Tanks as well, correct?
Yep, Jess bought a purple tank.
How did that turn out?
Good.
It's good.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
good.
real good. It's got the black logo on the purple.
Boom. Perfect.
Purple tank, not to be confused with purple drink.
Which is way better. Let's be real.
Yeah, no.
You cannot purchase purple drink on our website if you're.
Yet. How about throw pillows, Robbie?
Yeah. What about throw pillows, Robbie?
There's no pillows on the website. I'm sorry.
I don't know why you won't add pillows to the store. Wasn't it like
Because no one's buying anything
Wasn't it like
else.
$10?
Who cares?
I
It'd
don't
be
remember.
funny.
It's a great joke.
Once you start buying shirts and stuff on there, I'll put pillows
if I
on
buy
there.
a shirt, will you put the pillow on there?
If other people buy the shirts, then I'll put the pillow
Okay,
on.
I guess that was a
Or
challenge to Robbie.
if somebody requests it on the Instagram or
Ooh,
Twitter.
there we go.
That's
If
my new goal.
challenge Robbie by sending us a message or some other sort of contact on any of our social media pages saying that you want a pillowcase that says 1010s Podcast or that you want to sleep with us.
Preferably if you're female.
Hashtag I want to sleep 10 tenths.
Yes.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
What are we supposed to be doing on this podcast?
don't know.
First thing, we have a new segment type of thing or whatever.
Is that what we're gonna? We should do our shout out first.
Oh, you got a shout out?
Yeah, I want to shout out.
Okay.
Greg Tregerio.
Tregerio?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he's a listener,
Okay.
and he sent us an email because he's 64 years old. He's of the elder generation, which I think is awesome because, frankly, I didn't think we'd really cover that.
I don't think my
demographic.
dad knows how to listen to podcasts, and he's not quite that old, so props.
Yeah, yeah. But he sent us an email telling us about the fact that he used to own a 1962 Pontiac Tempest. So we're Tempest brethren, which is awesome. Just makes me really happy.
He said, what did he say? He had a slant 4 in his?
Yeah, he had the slant 4 engine as well. But he was talking about the fact that it's just a 2-speed transmission. And so, which is, in his own words, the worst engine transmission combination ever sold in the U.S. You wind the piss out of the engine in first gear and then shift and it lugs in second. So, but then he
Accurate.
went on to tell us that he also races a 1989 Porsche 944 S2 with PCA and POA in Southern California,
This is
Awesome.
pretty cool.
That's awesome.
which is really awesome.
We have an odd California following.
So I sent him a message again asking him for pictures because I would love to see them and share them with the group.
He's also the first person besides me to order a coffee mug,
Yeah.
which
So
is
that's
way
saying
cool.
something.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Cool. That's a good shout out then.
Yeah. I was really excited to get an email. I think that's our first listener email.
That might be true.
I think every other contact we've ever had has been through social media.
Yeah.
If you feel the need to email us, it's at 1010spodcast@gmail.com. Just that easy. Don't send pictures, please. Or don't send weird
No,
pictures.
Send pictures. We need pictures, like of his Porsche.
Yeah.
Send us Porsche pictures, not weird pictures.
Send us weird pictures.
Don't send us
It'll end up
Robbie. No, don't send us weird pictures.
It'll be on Instagram. It'll be cool.
Not if it's inappropriate.
Whatever. Hashtag something dirty.
Great.
Hashtag.
Moving on.
So this is a new segment. May not be
Are
recurring.
we going to call it that?
We call it a segment.
All right,
It may not be a recurring thing every single week, but we're calling it Story Time with Adam. Or are we calling it Story Time with Adam or Story Time with Dadum?
You can do whatever you want.
Story time with our guest.
Oh,
not funny.
wow. He's still
harsh.
pissed about that.
Get over it, Robbie.
So story time with the host, Dadum or Adam, whatever you may choose. Adam, you had a thing that you wanted to share with
Yeah,
us. to start the
so
episode.
apparently the NASCAR Truck Series, the like Camping World Truck Series or something like that, they go to a road course a year, which apparently is Canadian Motorsports Park. And the very last like two corners of the race, first and second place were fighting pretty hard, and they made multiple contacts in the last two corners, and then coming around the last corner and into the last straightaway, second place literally pushed first place off of the road, and they're driving full throttle in the grass, bumper to bumper, just like hitting, or door to door, I guess, just hitting each other across the checkered line. And it's the most NASCAR thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's the most NASCAR finish to a road course race you could ever find. But in the background, there's like smoke and other crashes.
Yeah,
and
other
trucks
crashes
flying through
because
the air.
apparently they can't take a corner without crashing into each other. It's like Gran Turismo online.
Yeah, like I was saying, anytime they have the one road course race a year, they only finish.
NASCAR does three, but
They do 3?
I think the top NASCAR one does 3.
I
They
would-
do 2 or 3 a year.
I would almost watch that. Like if
I remember
knew it
watching
was on.
part
It's
of-
not bad,
part of
actually.
one.
I don't mind it. I think
It's interesting because some of the lesser known drivers get a chance at glory there.
Yeah, I agree. I wish they would be more interested in stock car racing if there was more road course.
For sure. Actually, this is drawing off some memory, so it's not going to be accurate, most likely. But there was a story a few months ago about how NASCAR fan numbers have been kind of playing towards the road course races, and NASCAR as a corporation has been looking at adding more road course races to their calendar every year. The big problem is that most of the road courses in the United States don't have the required space for a crowd that a NASCAR race could draw. Like, could you imagine them showing up at a place like Mayhem or Gingerman?
Nah, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
No.
Gingerbread.
But the one that they're not at, and I fail to understand, COTA. Why are they not racing at Circuit of the Americas?
It's a good question. I don't know. The weird thing about, I think it was Circuit of Americas, the Silver C10. I think that's his handle on Twitter.
His Twitter handle?
Yeah, did you see that list of fines that they can give you if you crash there?
Oh, yeah, it's out of control.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Did you see that?
No, no.
Oh, I'm going to be wrong, but I'm just going to throw it out there. If
Whatever.
you hit the wall out there, it's like $1,000.
To like repair it.
Yeah.
Like what
Yep, it's a grand fine. And if there's a fee for length of oiling the track. So like per 100 feet or something like that. So if you only oil 100 feet of the track, it's,
X dollars.
right. But let's say something goes wrong and you oil the whole fucking track, it's like
All of the dollars.
$5,000 or something stupid. I've never seen that before.
I think a lot of tracks have fines, but I think theirs are more steep than the rest.
I couldn't believe it when he posted that list. I was like, why would you even go there? Seriously, why would you go
I
there?
didn't really think about it and I realized that was kind of a thing. I
Right.
thought that was kind of just, well, we're going to race.
Right.
It happens.
Right.
That's why we pay a fee.
Right. That's why you pay your track fee.
It's kind of a steep fee most of the time, to be completely honest.
Right.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I couldn't race at a track that was going to charge me if I ran into something.
There's a lot of. I think you'd be surprised how many tracks do though.
I stand by what
But
I
I
said.
think Coda is probably the worst.
Yeah. I mean, if it's like $200 or something for smashing into a wall, okay, so be it.
Like
the car's
damaging a wall.
Right. The car's
If I leave some paint transfer, then I feel like we should move. But if I crack a barrier in half and it has to be repaired, I can understand asking me to pay for it.
Yes. My car's going to be way more screwed up
I want
than
that section of the wall to come home with me.
Yeah, you purchased it.
That's a fair trade.
They
You
talked
own it
about
now.
that. They talked about that on Slip Angle.
Did they?
Yeah, it was. I was like, yeah, totally. That should come home with me.
Yeah, you paid for it. It's yours now.
Right. I paid for that wall.
That's how I feel about it.
Perfect.
That works.
What else we got? Robbie, you did one of your bucket list items.
I did
you
my
not?
my least exciting and easily obtainable bucket list item.
That
And,
doesn't make it any less cool, though.
Oh,
You still did one, and we haven't done
yeah,
one. So
get together, guys. Spur of the moment, I decided that my girlfriend had Southwest miles, so we had a free trip to basically wherever we wanted. So we're like, well, let's go to Florida for the weekend. So for Labor Day weekend, we flew down to Florida, rented what was supposed to be a Mustang convertible, which is kind of a story.
And you said for certain,
For certain.
it's a goddamn Mustang. When
It's
I
a
get down
Mustang.
He got hit with the or similar clause, which is not a bad thing.
No, it worked out. It's like I get there, and there's a guy just pulled in with his Mustang, and it's on a donut. And then there's a lady that's in front of me in line who said she's been there for 3 hours, has had 6 different vans, and all of them were bad. And she's still there complaining after 3 hours, and she still doesn't have a vehicle.
there. Okay.
So then I wait in line for a whole hour, get up to the front, give them all of my information. It's like, here's the reservation, give me my car. She goes, oh, you got a silver one or a red one? Okay. The silver one outside has a donut on it, so that's out. I don't see her.
Look at that car.
I
before?
don't see a red one. And so we go outside, and she goes, yeah, well, I'll bring it around. And I'm waiting there for like 10 minutes, and that lady is still bitching about her van. So, and then a couple other people are having issues too. So then the lady that was helping us comes outside, looks at us, points to the running Camaro, and goes, you like Camaro? You take Camaro. All right, then.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Perfect. I love it.
Well, then I thought for sure that was not an option because you had your convertible
Yep.
and then your premium convertible,
Okay.
which included the Camaro. So it should have cost me more money.
Why was it premium?
I don't know.
Okay.
To me, the
Was
Mustang
it the
is better.
V6?
Yeah, it's a V6.
It should be the same then.
I thought it'd be the same. But they had 2 separate price things for the Mustang and then the Camaro. It was 2 different things. I don't know why. Because to me, they're the same class.
Yep. I would agree with that.
Cost the same monies.
Except in GM land, which makes sense or doesn't make sense, depending on how you look at it. Their Turbo 4 is the base model. Their V6 is more powerful than the Turbo 4. It's the middle child.
I understand that, but the V6 Mustang and the V6 Camaro are not that different in power, I don't think.
No.
But maybe they consider the Turbo 4 Camaro to be the base convertible, the non-premium convertible.
Yeah, I don't know what engines.
Did it have leather?
No, it's cloth.
I don't know. Is this Hertz?
No, it's Fox.
Fox?
Yeah.
What the fuck is Fox?
Exactly.
Okay, that's the problem then.
This is where you go,
What
Turo.
Oh, I should have.
It was too late.
That's where you walk over to that lady who's been there for 4 hours bitching about
Hey,
a van.
Turo,
Go, hey,
lady.
check out this app.
Yeah.
Figured out.
No, what the Fox?
So is that a brand new one?
The Camaro?
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
the 5th gen, right?
6 gen.
I think
Sixth
it
gen?
might have been a 15. But it was
But it was a new body style.
Yeah, 35,000 miles. So it was
squinty-eyed
relatively
one?
new.
35,000 miles. That's like $1 billion in rental car land.
Oh
It
yeah.
is a lot of miles in rental car land.
So yeah, it was
But
nice.
so that was so everyone says that the new Camaro is supposed to be like just this great driving platform. Did you like it? Was it a good driving car?
It was okay. Like I've never really driven a convertible before, So like I was really enjoying the fact that I had a convertible in Florida, and that while everyone was worried about the hurricanes,
I was going to say, despite the fact that there's hurricanes all around you.
This is the 5th gen. Just
it's
FYI.
fifth gen.
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, everyone's
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I looked it up on our Instagram. That's the 5th gen.
Oh, bummer.
nice. I enjoyed it. It was fun to just cruise around the beach with the convertible down. But yeah.
So, does it being a convertible kind of make it so that you don't pay attention to the rest of the car? Like, does it matter if it's 300 horsepower or 400 horsepower? It's the convertible is the thing that's taking all of your attention.
Well, the whole point of it was I was kind of splurging. I've never driven a convertible before.
Okay.
Like I guess maybe a Miata for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
But I wanted to do that. I wanted to drive Highway 1.
Yep.
And that's literally what we did. My buddy lives in Jupiter. So Saturday morning, first thing, we take the Camaro all the way down past Miami, down through Highway 1, and then all the way to Marathon.
Okay.
And then we went to the 7 Mile Bridge. And that was all the further I really needed to go, because the whole point of the trip was to drive the 7 Mile Bridge.
Right.
And then from the 7 Mile Bridge to Key West is like, not that I can't remember now exactly the number of miles, but it's like a third of the length and 3 times as long to go that far. So like they say Miami to Marathon is like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
And then from Marathon to Key West, which is like a third of the distance,
Yep.
like another 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Or like an hour and a half or whatever. So I wasn't.
Why? Just traffic?
I think it backs up the closer you get to it. Oh. Just like expected time. So after driving for 5 hours, I was ready to be done driving. I went all as far as I wanted to go.
Yep.
And it was really cool, like to have the top down and you're looking out the oceans literally in every direction for miles. It was neat.
So what you expected?
So,
Yeah, basically, it was just
Okay.
it was just one of those things. I knew it wasn't going to be this like crazy extravagant
Life-changing
thing. No, it
experience?
definitely wasn't going to be life changing. But I thought it was always cool to me to do that.
so when you're on that bridge, is there a point in time where you can't see any landmass?
I think you're close enough that you can see it off in the distance. Like there's islands off to your left and right, and then in front and behind you, if you really looked, you can see there's land.
Because that would be crazy to me if you're driving down a bridge and all you can see is water. There's no land around, just water. That would be
It's
unnerving.
It's like that. I mean, it really is. It's islands and boats in every direction.
That would be pretty cool.
It's cool.
Did Arnold Schwarzenegger turn up with Tom Arnold in a helicopter?
Yeah, but it was after. It was
no,
after
it wasn't
I
a
left.
helicopter. It was damn it, what are they called? The vertical takeoff.
Oh,
and
you're right.
landing.
Harrier.
A
A
Harrier.
Harrier.
A Harrier.
Did he turn up in a Harrier?
Yeah, but it was after I left.
What the fuck, Robbie? I
I
thought that
know.
was the whole point you were going down there.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and the Camaro's an okay car. I actually still wish I would have had the Mustang. I do think that's a better looking car. I would rather have driven that. And with the V6, I got into Jess's Maxima after leaving the airport on Monday. I'm pretty sure the Maxima has more power, or at least more, like you feel it more than you do in the Camaro.
So no go on the Camaro. Not for you.
I if you're buying it for the convertible, yes. If you're buying to drive it like as a performance vehicle, not a fucking chance.
If you want a performance convertible, get a Miata.
Yes.
Would
Or
you
a Fiat?
or get a you could get a Fiat, or you could get an original Fiat 124 and then spend a bunch of money and time on it. It's still not that fast. Would you
You're
ever
bitter today.
Would you ever buy? Do you think you'd ever buy a convertible, like to own?
I've always never I always said that I never understood convertibles, and like I would I don't get it. Like, why would you buy that?
Yeah.
Plus, all the hardtop cars look better. Even like your Corvettes, your Miatas. To me, I'd
Right.
rather have the hardtop.
Right.
I get it
Okay.
now. I understand why you would want a convertible. It was fun, like, but you have to be in Florida. You have to be at the beach.
Yep.
If you're buying one in Iowa, it doesn't really make any sense.
I don't really agree with that statement. Actually, I enjoy it. Like I've gone out on drives in Miatas and stuff like that, friends Miatas, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like,
I mean, I know we don't have the most scenic vistas in the world, but it's still fun.
I still like I would enjoy it if I was in Florida or like, you know, in a place where I was always using it, like around the beach. But I would have to have a buttload of money just sitting around before
to
I'd
me,
ever
a
buy
convertible's
one.
like a third or maybe even fourth car at least.
Yeah, I'd have many, many, many cars before I'd buy a convertible.
To me, a convertible is a car that a car guy buys to buy peace with his wife so he can continue buying other cars.
Oh yeah, after doing this, I've decided I can't buy a normal car or rent a normal car anymore. So if I go anywhere for any reason, it has to be either a convertible or the premium or from now on. If I go on vacation, it's got to be a fun car.
That's very not Dutch of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
We're rubbing off on him, Michael.
Phrasing. But yes.
Yeah. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
Can we talk about your other car epiphany before we move on?
We also said that I was going to talk about replacing that on my list.
Yep. Sorry.
And I've decided,
let's add another one.
I thought about it today, and I've decided that I'm going to add to my bucket list another easily obtainable one.
Okay.
Relatively easily obtainable.
Okay.
I want to learn how to TIG weld proficiently.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I like that.
I want to be able to take two pieces of like intercooler piping and then weld them together and have a roll of dimes all the way across. Just consistently weld.
I feel like the hardest part about that will be buying the TIG welder because they're really expensive.
It's an art. Like it
definitely
looks good.
is.
And so I think it definitely take time.
It'd be a skill that we could use.
Yes.
Would you be willing to take a community college class?
I've actually looked into this because
Okay.
that UTC will pay for college.
Yeah.
And I could argue that that's relevant to my job. And even if I don't get a degree in it, they'll pay for that class. So I have looked into it.
Yeah, because isn't basically at the core your job is to decide whether that weld is good, bad, or
Yeah, fairly
indifferent?
often I pick welds or determine the fate of welds fairly often.
Knowing how to weld is probably helpful in that scenario.
Absolutely.
So I don't see why they wouldn't. You definitely have a case there.
Yeah, and even if I had to pay for it by myself, a community college class is not a big
I
deal.
don't think they're too bad. No. And it could be a night class.
I'd actually prefer that the I can't think what they're called now. There's a blacksmith shop in Valley Junction.
Okay.
I would prefer that they would teach me blacksmithing things and then also include TIG welding.
Hit hot things with hammers?
Yeah.
That sort of thing?
Blacksmithing. Maybe I should just all encompass blacksmithing.
You just want to become a blacksmith?
Teach me blacksmithing.
I know a guy who used to be the fabrication instructor at DMAC.
Oh man, we should do all sorts of things.
I know a guy.
Oh man, we're gonna knock out all
Hook it
my
up,
bucket,
Robbie.
Knock out my bucket list.
Robbie's
stuff
going to
all
go
the
through
way.
his whole list, and we're going to get nothing done.
Actually,
Ab and I was
that's
sitting
not
at
true
the
because I know a guy for one of yours too. So, actually, I know a guy for two of yours
The off-road one?
and
The Porsche.
And the Porsche one.
the Porsche one.
Right.
Not that I want to give that away too much because
No.
I haven't approached said
gotta-
guy yet.
We got to warm that situation up a little bit first. Before.
Yeah, for both of those, but that's all right.
Can you say who the off-road one is?
Well, my dad maybe,
Oh, okay.
but there's some other acquaintances there. But
Okay.
my dad is being a bit difficult, wanting to sell everything he owns. He's in a sell phase right now.
Why is he giving away your inheritance?
That's what I said. And actually, I'll give credit where credit is due. The only thing that does not have a for sale sticker on it, he bought stickers because he sells things so often. He's done with signs. He bought stickers. And it just says for sale and has his phone number on it.
You talking about the vinyl that you put on like a hot rod?
No, it's like the sticker like we were talking about getting
Yeah.
for the I-111 tenths.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's like a 2-inch diameter circular sticker that he has on the corner of the windshield that just says for sale and has his phone number on it.
I've seen that fairly often at car shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys that build a lot of hot rods, they'll do that.
But right now, the only one in my dad's fleet, which is an accurate term, that does not have that is his Scout. And he said specifically the reason it's not on there is because he knows I really want it.
Nice.
And that I'd be mad at him if he sold it.
I'd be mad at him if
And I
he
told
sold
him
it.
I wouldn't. I don't know that mad's the right term, but I would be extremely disappointed if it went away because I really, really, really like it.
That's such a dad thing of you to say.
They're fucking cool, though.
Why is that a dad thing?
I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Why he's called Dado. And he has a segment called Storytime.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, can I do the other epiphany that you just told me like 20 minutes ago?
I think he needs to
Do
break it.
you want me to?
No, he needs.
Yeah,
Robbie needs to
I
break
want
it.
him to say it. I
Okay.
want him to say it because this is huge. This is bigger than anything ever.
Okay.
This is going on the internet for sure.
Yeah.
This literally distracted me from work all day today. So I got my ECU back. I have a video of it running in another car. I've hooked it up to my car after going through my wiring harness and verifying everything is as it should be. There's no reason for this to be wrong. Plugged it in, had my MAF. Everything was still kind of disconnected. Not like my strut bar wasn't in. My MAF wasn't coupled, and everything was all not.
Your intake
tight.
pipe was Apart.
It was apart. And then I started up and it ran fine. Idled, hit like 1100 RPM, idled smooth. There's a knock because it's an SR20. It's what they do. I'm like, all right, we're getting somewhere. And I put everything back together and I hooked the MAF back up and I button everything up and I'm like, okay, we're going to start it up. Same thing it was doing last time. It would start up, die. Nothing. Couldn't get it to idle. Couldn't get it to drive. It was just we're right where I was 3 weeks ago.
It was crazy. He took me down there. He's got the MAF. It's on the cone filter. He's got that pulled off. It's laying there.
Yep.
Starts the car. It's perfect. He picks up the filter with the MAF on it, puts it on the intake pipe. It dies.
As soon as airflow goes across that MAF, it kills the engine.
It's a brand new MAF.
Have you talked to anybody yet?
No, but it's exactly what the other MAF was doing, and the only thing I think of is like there's some sort of wiring issue, but makes no sense at all. Like to have no airflow at all, it idles. As soon as airflow goes across that MAF, it kills the engine.
Map for life. That's all I'm saying.
I already asked him that. That's not an option.
Not unless I completely reverse everything I just did.
Let's change stuff again.
Put the AEM back on it, and you'd have map, right?
Yep.
So I was really frustrated about this all day, and I was arguing with myself. I even emailed a guy about this 240SX that's up in Ankeny, and I was asking him about it.
Is it on Craigslist?
Yeah, it is. It's there's a lot of things wrong with it, but I was just arguing.
Trying to find it now.
I was arguing with myself. There's no pictures online.
Ah, shit. Never mind.
I was arguing with myself on what I should do. Like if I bought that one, I could cage it. I could LS swap it and just take all the parts off the 240 I have now and put it onto that one, and then that's my drift missile, and I'm done with it. I can sell the other one. And then I was doing math in my head. I was like, well, if I part out the SR20, I can somewhat afford part of that, sell the roller, I can afford the rest of it. But then I decided, if I'm willing to put that much work into it, I think I can live with just cutting the fucking bumpers off my 240 and drifting that car instead and not having to move everything to the other car. I even texted Josh, my body guy, about it and said, I think I'm finally there. It took years of failures of that engine to finally admit, if I can get that SR20 running and cage this one, I'm willing to cut those bumpers off.
It's Sawzall party time.
Remember last time I said this is the best day ever? I was wrong.
Today's the best day
Today
ever?
is the best day ever.
I said I was adamant that I was going to move on to another car.
But why?
I'd say at this point, I'm so far into this car. If I cut those bumpers off and get it to the point where I can just, quick connect them like the rest of the drifters do, and then get this SR20 running, or part it out and get an LS, we'll just cage this one and be done with it.
See, the thing is, like, you put a lot of work into that car, and it looks really, really good, but you can't get anything out of it. You've tried in the past. Yeah. And people were, like, offering you half of what you were asking.
Somebody offered me basically what I spent on the ECU one time. I was like, yeah, you can buy the ECU for that if you want, and the wheels, I guess.
Fucking Craigslist people.
Yeah. So I mean, it. The problem is that even if you decide, okay, I'm going to buy a different car, it's hard to get anything out of this one.
Yeah, I would. If I'm willing to pull the engine out of this one and then put another engine in a different car, why wouldn't I just sell it and then
It's kind of funny what it says about the S chassis community, because Robbie's is one of the cleanest ones I'm aware of, and nobody wants to give him a dime for it. But a beat up shit ass caged out V8 swapped drift slut pull a premium all day long.
$12,000 all day long. Whereas,
yeah, no problem getting $12,000 either.
Yeah, there's mine as is. No way, nowhere close to $12,000. You throw an LS and a cage in it, you can get $12,000 no matter what condition it's in.
It's a weird thing about that, because his is like seriously one of the cleanest, nicest S chassis I've ever seen.
Don't look at the passenger side. That scratch isn't there.
Now it doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter now. It's a
scratch. It's still like, and it's not worth anything.
Yep.
$4,000.
So, I might have to call my buddy Josh and have him come down here with a cutoff wheel and just not make it look like shit.
Let him do the honors.
I will hand him a case of beer. I will leave for a few hours. Do what you have to. I don't know if I can live with watching it happen, but I can live with the results.
You have a car that you're not afraid to use.
Yep, that'll be a nice feeling.
Josh Fennis is fighting with the same thing right now. He says,
His
I think that buying that Miata may have been a mistake
It's too nice, and he's worried about
because he feels bad about doing anything to it because it's nice.
Well, that's like when I got that big scratch on it. I was like, oh, how am I supposed to fix this? I got the molded bumpers. I can't paint the whole car. I'm not going to wrap the whole thing. It's a race car. And then I realized now I'm not scared to slide it into something. And now if the bumpers come off, am I getting the golf clap?
You should see the shit-eating grin on Michael's face.
I'll clap again when you get your first LS junkyard pull.
This SR20 has finally put me to a place I never thought I would go. I'm willing to
V8 swapped S chassis drift car.
I'm willing to cage and pull off those bumpers. It's a place I'd never thought I'd go with this car.
You have no idea how excited James from Kanga Motorsports is right now. When and wherever he is right now listening to this. He was harassing me about this week. He's like, is Robbie going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to get a 240? Is he going to get a drift car? Yeah, he's going to be pumped now.
I'm finally just going to have to
do it.
Bite the bullet and do it with the car I already have. Yeah. So, your mission...
Should you choose to accept it?
I'll accept it. What is it?
If you find me a decent LS swap
Oh, yeah. Okay.
that I can just drop into that car, I will probably part out the SR20 to do it.
Okay.
If I can figure out this whole MAF killing it issue, I might stick with that. But if I finally get fed up enough where I just part the engine out, I'll do. We're on the podcast. You don't have to do it now.
Robbie,
What? Sorry.
Robbie, what are you doing next weekend?
This coming weekend?
You going to a swap meet to look for LSs with me?
Oh, now you can go to swap meets.
At the Iowa State game.
That's dumb. No one cares.
My parents are coming.
No
to
one will
town.
even be
My
watching
parents will
that.
be here Saturday.
All right,
So
well, you give us a budget. Michael and I'll go and spend it for you.
Minimal at this moment. A few months from now, absolutely. But right now,
We'll work on it.
So if you know of actually, we know someone that has an LS1 that's for sale.
We do?
Yeah. Silver Trans Am.
Oh, yeah, he's been trying to sell that. That's
Yeah.
a nice motor. It's got some Lincoln filter parts inside of it, and it's one of the best sounding LS motors I've ever heard.
is that the WS6?
Yeah.
I love that.
So if you have an LS1, an LS2, an LS3, an LS6, an LS7,
No LS7s.
7-liter? Hell yeah.
So I've heard some things about those motors that maybe they're kind of not maybe the best one.
I figured the easiest would be LS1 out of like a Trans Am, or a LS2 or 1 out of a GTO would probably be my.
It's got to be on a T56.
Yes, it has to be a T56 transmission.
with an ECU
Yep.
and a wiring harness.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're looking for.
And we're right now stock dropped in, done. I'm not gonna change anything. We're just gonna get it running.
Well, yeah,
Because I am not going another summer without racing.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more on that. Put it in the car, get it sorted out, then add more to it.
It may be easier to put like an LQ9 in there out of an Escalade and
Whatever.
then put a T56 on it and get a tune. But as long as you can get the ECU and the wiring harness for the Escalade engine or whatever it is, or a 5.3 aluminum, whatever, you should be okay. Because you should be able to take that to anybody and have them tune it to tune out the transmission.
I'm still gonna try to figure out this SR20 thing because I want to say that I beat it. But if I can't, and I finally throw in the towel,
Then we'll go that direction.
we'll go that direction.
Okay. I'll sit patiently.
Impatiently, you mean.
You're gonna be
Impatiently.
you're going to be getting a Craigslist Lincoln
All the
day.
time. Trust me, I actually looked it up after work.
It's annoyingly cheap, isn't it?
Arguably.
Did you find anything?
No.
Sometimes they're hard to find.
Well, CX Racing makes this awesome kit that has the drive shaft, the motor mounts, the headers, the exhaust, and I think a couple of
The headers and exhaust is oddly enough the biggest thing.
The oil pan.
Yep.
I think there's a couple other things. For like $1,700, it's just like you literally make two purchases. You purchase the engine kit or the engine and transmission
And that kit.
and you literally just drop it in.
That makes way too much sense.
That's super
This
convenient.
is the thing that people seem to forget about LS swaps. Oh, yeah, the motor's cheap. You can do it all day long. Yeah, it's all the other bullshit you need to finish it
Yep.
that's expensive.
But if that's got the headers and the exhaust in it, those are like the two biggest bullshit. Who the fuck knows?
Especially the
items.
headers. Because
Headers would be a challenge.
Because you got to get around steering columns and shit like that. The headers are by far the biggest thing.
Yep.
Like when you small block or LS swap an S10, the steering column shaft has to go through one of the headers.
Right.
And so you got to have S10 Chevy or V8 specific headers to make that work. You can't just go to a swap meet and buy headers like Michael did.
Right.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, the 240SX has all the options in the world to make this work.
It's the one thing I'm jealous about when it comes to your car.
I understand.
It doesn't matter what you do, somebody makes a kit for it.
They do. They really do.
You got a budget. You got to budget a steering angle kit.
For my drifting?
Wise Fabio.
I already have that.
You have the wide angle kit?
I have the one with the angled tension rods
Okay.
or the tension arms.
Okay.
So you can do extra angles.
Yeah.
I already have that.
You're set. Let's do it.
Yeah, with the lower control arms that I purchased were designed for drifting.
Perfect.
They're not the 30 millimeters longer, so my wheels aren't sticking out further.
Yeah.
But they are the one that's designed to have you angle
More
like
angle.
a shopping cart.
Yeah. Great. Solid.
Great description.
Which is why if I bought another car, it'd have to be a 240 so I could keep all
Swap
that
all
crap
that shit
and
over.
just pull it over.
Which is why it's not worth doing. Because why would you take the time to swap it all over?
Exactly. So,
Sawzall party.
Sawzall party.
We're gonna film,
I bet it-
or
it's
film
hot.
it. How old am I? We're gonna put it on the internet. We're gonna live stream it.
Ooh, that would be the best Facebook Live ever.
It might be because you guys could watch me just sit there.
The look on his face. Oh, we are totally
You have to
doing
be there
that.
when we do it.
We're
then.
totally doing that.
I haven't drank in months.
We'll get you some beer.
That might actually justify it.
Drive you to.
All right, we can move on to Adam's stuff.
Adam, what'd you do this weekend?
I did all kinds of stuff this weekend. So first of all, I want to mention. So a few months ago, my dad bought a 70 Trans Am, which is like his dream Trans Am. It is the Firebird to my dad. He has a 76. He's had that literally as long as I can remember. And he really likes that car, but the 70 was like the one.
Mm-hmm.
But he was certain that he was going to have to just buy a 70 Firebird and build a Trans Am because the Trans Ams are not cheap.
Right.
And he was at a auction a few months ago. He was actually selling a car there, and this car came across, and he got it for like a song and dance. He got it. Let's put it this way: my dad believes that anytime you buy a car with a specific reason of resale, that there should be room in there for you to double your money. And my dad lost money on the car he sold at that auction and wasn't even mad about it. That's how happy he was about the Trans Am.
Wow.
Okay.
So this weekend was the first time I've seen it in real life. He sent me some pictures of it, but I've never seen it in real life. And I get there and I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, actually I was underneath it because I was trying to help him fix an exhaust leak. And I'm like, wait a second, Dad, what is this? It's got 80s side pipes running all the way down both sides of it. And I was just like,
Really?
you've been avoiding sending pictures of the side of this car so that I could see those, haven't you? Maybe. But then, like, the interior is like, I think it's probably easiest to describe as like a van, like a customized van. You know, they have the like crushed velour, and then it has the diamond pattern stitched into the seats.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's in this Trans Am.
70s.
That's awesome.
He says it's 80s, but I was like, Dad, you should just leave all this, get a mullet, and just rock
Just
it.
roll it.
Just
Yeah,
go
just
with
go
it.
with
His
it.
hair's pretty. I mean, if it's like your hair right now, it's close.
Yeah, it is.
He could cut
Just
it
cut
into
the
a
front.
mullet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He
Cut
could
the front.
just cut the front, just get
And
some
roll with
business
it.
in the front. He's already got the party out back.
Solid. I like it.
It's got Krager turbine wheels on it.
Yep.
So 80s,
Yep. I like it.
but he's not into it.
Really?
No.
He's not going to keep any of that shit?
No.
What's he going to do with it?
He's gonna turn it back into a
Pro touring car or?
OEM plus. Well, so the thing is, like, I can't get my dad to like put 17s on it so he can put real brakes behind it and or do any of those things because he wants it to look period correct.
Okay.
But he wants it to perform a little bit better. So there's some give and take there
Okay.
as to what he's willing to do with it, which makes me sad. But we'll work with it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I got to drive it.
Oh, yeah?
Was it awesome?
It's not very fast.
No, probably not.
It's got a 400. It's really choked down. He even admitted like this thing's just not. It's not a rocket, but it drives really well. It drives real smooth for being as old as it is, and it's a real nice little car. Needs some floors, but other than that, she's ready to go.
Sweet.
It's a nice little car.
Fun.
It's got a posi in it.
Okay. Did you do a burnout?
And I'm like, Dad, there's a drift event coming up. Let's just slide it. Just because.
Just
Let's just do it. And he didn't say no, but he didn't say yes. I don't think he thought I was serious.
We could be serious.
How funny would that be, though?
I wonder if
Especially if you bring the fee out.
right. I wonder if I'd get a talking to. Like, really? Do you have to drag like all your guys' shit out here?
Yes.
One Fiat was enough.
Now you have a 70 Trans Am.
out here too, and the Fiat. Like, really? Can we please stop this?
You can bring it back a notch. You're getting out of control now.
I could bring the '79 Camaro. It's fixed.
Yeah.
Could be the weirdest drift event ever.
It'd be funny, though.
It would be pretty
I
funny.
don't even think they'd be mad about it.
Probably not, as long as they got some pictures of it. They're,
Yeah.
Because, yeah, they like style. That style, bringing a 70s muscle car.
It's got a shaker hood,
Is it actually shake?
and it actually shakes. It's actually bolted to the motor, and it's functional. There's a actuator inside the hood scoop, and when you floor it, it opens the flap on the back of the hood scoop so it can pull air in. It's pretty cool, actually.
Those on the 70 Chevelle SS, it had a flapper hood on the cow induction.
Yep.
It was vacuum operated.
This is not vacuum out. This is actually an electronic actuator.
Electronic.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you put
That's
the
cool.
hood scoop back on top of the air cleaner, you have to hook up a ground and a positive wire to the bottom of the hood scoop.
Really?
And my dad said that's the only one he's ever seen. It was a factory option, but it's the only one he's ever seen.
Interesting.
Wow.
It's quite a car.
70s tech.
Like, I don't know what he paid for it. He won't tell me. And even if I did know, I wouldn't proclaim it on the podcast for his sake. But
It's pretty neat.
there's no doubt in my mind that, and I know he didn't pay anywhere close to this, but as it is with the 80s retro styling and, you know, the relatively original paint and the rusted holes in the floors, that car's still worth 30 to 40 grand.
That's crazy. That seems like a lot.
We were in Barrett-Jackson in 2009, I want to say, and one of those rolled across the block there, ready to go, numbers matching, you know, the whole Barrett-Jackson rigmarole, 120.
Holy crap. That's a lot.
That's why my dad's excited about it.
Welcome to 1970 muscle cars.
It broke
specifically.
down and left him stranded. Still wasn't mad about
Smile on his face. Walking
happy as
all the
can
way
be.
home, skipping, actually.
it. Yeah. So,
Well, that's cool. That's exciting.
That's when you know you bought the right car.
yeah, exactly.
It's stranded me. I don't give a shit.
Still mine.
So,
That's
what's probably going to end up happening is he's probably going to pull the motor and transmission out of the 76 Formula that he has
Okay.
and put that in the 70 Trans Am. And then I'm trying to get him into like a more like road course, autocross oriented suspension,
car thing?
which he's
Yep.
on board,
Okay.
so that he can, because it's good guys legal,
Ah.
which is the main reason he wants it over the 76.
We're going to have to talk him into some bigger wheels, I think.
He's got some 15x8s for it.
So he can get the rubber on there. It's just,
But the thing is,
Stopping
like,
it.
he won't buy a 200 tread. He wants the BF radial or whatever.
yeah. And they only make like only one company makes that tire
Yeah, and
anymore.
it's a shit tire.
It
Let's be real.
sucks so bad. I've got them on my Camaro, and they are terrible.
But that's what he wants because that's what they came with. I can't, like, he changes all this other stuff, but he won't change that. And I'm just, Dad,
it makes them handle like shit, though.
I know.
The rear, I can feel on my car because I've got 255s. I can feel the rear end. They're 255 60s or something. I can feel the tire move from side to side on the rear
Like,
end.
you think you're
I hate
drifting,
it.
but it's not
I hate
actually
it.
angle. It's just the sidewall
flex.
laying over.
You'll never feel it in a modern car, but you get in that car and like you put a little bit too much gas on it and it starts to slide, and then you let it hook again. When it hooks, then you feel the whole rear end like do this weird shimmy thing, and it's all tire sidewall.
Yep, it's terrible.
Fucking hate it.
Like a boat.
It is like a
You're
boat.
just rocking around.
You're kind of doing this, and like if you do that on the steering wheel, like the whole car will rotate. Like if you shimmy the steering wheel back and forth, the car will kind of like pitch on a center axis back and
Wibble
forth.
wobble.
But it's all tire sidewall, just moving back. I fucking hate them. I want 17s on the Camaro. Tired of it.
Yeah. Even if you put 15s on it, fine, but get like some.
Oh, you should get R888s.
No, not even that. Just get some 200 treads, you know? Put a 235 something 15 on there with like a Rival S or something like that. For as much as he drives that car, he doesn't need a long tire tread tire. It would hook better on the drag strip. It would hook better on the street. It would handle better if he takes it to an autocross. It's just all around better. But it's not period correct.
Yeah.
Well, neither is your big block and your Tremec 5-speed, but you're going to put that in there.
That's true.
So that's what I don't understand. That's why I can't get him to sway from that.
Actually, I'm not sure who it is. I'd have to look. Somebody makes reproduction that generation Trans Am wheels in 17s.
I don't think he'd go for the 17.
Still wouldn't go for that.
No, because he wants
Damn
the
it.
meteor sidewall. And that's fine. I'm not opposed to the 15 because there's plenty of 15-inch 200 tread like better tires. It's the tire that I have the
BF
problem
Goodrich,
with.
whatever they're called,
Yeah,
white letter
it's that
sidewall.
stupid white
tire.
letter tire.
It's dumb. Ditch them.
Yeah.
I'm done with mine.
I don't get it. And that's what's been on every car he's owned for as long as I can remember.
God, you get him in a car that grips, he'll be impressed. Has he been in your car?
Yeah, he's rode in my car. He's never driven. I need to make the steering wheel removable for him to be able to get in around the cage.
Fair enough.
He's an old man. He doesn't flex like he used to.
No, they don't fold up very well. Old people.
Yeah. And it is a bit of a fold, I'll admit that.
Yep.
I have a feeling you're going to get a phone call after your dad listens to this
Nah,
podcast.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
What else did you do this last weekend?
So Labor Day weekend in my hometown, there's always a big car cruise. And so my dad and I, we hopped in his old GMC and we went to that. And I forgot how popular lifted diesel trucks are in our hometown area, Robbie.
Oh, trust me, it's not just our hometown area. Florida is full of them.
Well, it's not. The trucks are a lot more popular there than they are in this part of the state.
Oh, okay.
And I wonder if maybe that's because we're in like more of an urban area than that is. That is more agriculture, and obviously we have that here in this part of the state. But there's also a bigger urban area, so there's less of that.
Right.
But dear God, for every car there was at least 2, if not 3 trucks, and of those trucks, at least half of them had stacks coming out the back and giant tires that were shiny and clean.
Did they have underbody lights?
Some of them did, yes.
It's a thing.
One of them had interior lights that I was like, how do you even drive with it? They were red and they were bright.
Like LEDs everywhere?
Yeah, and how do you drive? They were like lighting up from
Uplighting.
below. Yeah. How does he drive it? It's
See,
gotta be
I
so
had them
bright.
under my seat and then above my feet, but none of them would shine anywhere.
Oh, they were so bright. The whole interior of that truck was illuminated red.
No, I couldn't do that.
It was crazy
Hope he's proud of that.
until the cop pulls him over.
Yeah, red.
Yeah, much
that's,
red.
That's going to look like a emergency light behind somebody driving.
Yeah, you could get.
Yeah.
You could get.
Yeah, they don't like that sort of stuff.
You get fined for that.
Because that's a big ticket because that's impersonating an officer.
Yep.
Yeah, they take it pretty
That's
serious.
big
Which I
time.
think might be a felony.
Is it
Might
fun?
be. It might be. Depends on
would
maybe.
not surprise me.
Maybe it depends on the degree of impersonating an officer.
Yeah, so you pull somebody over, then you're.
That's a felony.
Yep.
But we were watching, and someone was there with a Typhoon.
A real one?
Yeah.
Stock-ish?
He never stopped.
Not LS swapped? Let's put it that way.
No.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't know, the Typhoon and the one I want more, the Cyclone, were first generation S10 and S10 Blazer that GM made, and they all are automatics, but they're all-wheel drive and have a turboed 4.3 liter V6 in them.
Neat.
And at the time, it was the fastest truck on the planet.
It was
Production
faster
truck.
than the
Their own-
Ferrari at the time.
Yeah, it was faster. It was famously faster than I believe, Road and Track, or maybe Car and Driver, did a comparo with them at a drag strip, and it was faster than.
Might have been the 348. That might have been the Ferrari at the time.
think
Early
so.
90s. Wouldn't have been a 355. It
It
must
was
have been a
faster than the
348.
Corvette at the time. I mean, it was not just fast for a truck; it was flat out fast.
Just stupid
Even by
fast.
today's standards, it's not slow.
Oh, it's faster than my SS.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about it. It's like way fast. It's like a whole nother second and a half faster to 60. I mean,
It's
it's
silly.
insanely fast.
I want
Yeah.
one in the worst way. But that dude got on it, and So they're famous for being really laggy. And so he gets on it, whoa, and then you hear the turbo spool, and the thing just goes. And I was like, oh my God, I need it in my life. I need it so bad. Like, sell all the things. I'm buying a Cyclone.
I support this.
Oh, I want one so bad.
I always forget about the Cyclone, but it's so epic.
I want a
it's
Cyclone
freaking
so
cool.
bad. I'm sure you probably would rather have a Typhoon, Michael.
Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah, the Typhoon, a black Typhoon, blacked out.
They're all black.
with limo tint.
If they're original,
It's dope.
I think they're all black.
It's pretty sick.
Unless you get a Marlboro edition, which there were like 5 of, and they're red, and they're Targa top.
Weird.
They're sick.
Super weird.
I like
But there
those.
was one for sale at an auction somewhere. It went for like 100 gur.
Yeah.
Because there's like 5 of them.
I found
literally.
I found a Typhoon on eBay Motors, and I didn't see where the auction ended, but it had 100 miles on it with the shit still on the carpet. You know what I mean?
Oh my
The plastic still on the
God.
carpet. I was like, well, how much? I should have watched it because it
Yeah.
started at 30, and it didn't stay at 30.
Not even close.
like
100?
buying,
I don't know.
buying one in average condition is 15 to 20 grand.
Yeah. Yep.
They're super valuable, but they've been 15 to 20 grand for 10 years. They're very sought after.
Wow.
They're pretty cool. I like them.
I want one so bad. I almost had to excuse myself for a while.
I'll be in the Kaibo. Thanks.
But there was another mildly famous, internet famous car there, actually. There's a kid in Sioux City who owns a Subaru, and he has the world record stock block quarter mile pass. And he brought that car out there. It's no longer the stock block. They lifted the heads, making the pass that set the record. And so now it's a built motor. But he has a parachute hanging off the back of it and Hoosiers all the way around. He's cruising up and down the main street in Sheldon.
So did he drive the whole hour there?
I think so.
Respect.
Yeah, with a parachute hanging
Nice.
off the
Props.
back of it.
Props.
It was pretty sweet. It was
Cop
really
magnet.
funny to see. But there's a bunch, small town folk seeing a Subaru with a parachute. It's blowing people's
Probably
minds.
confused as
sure.
shit.
And they're all like, "Yeah, no, he doesn't. He's just being a douche." I'm like,
Ricer.
no, that's legitimate. That
Did you
car
see this
needs
Toyota
that.
Camry over here? Yeah, exactly. It's got a parachute on it. The fuck is that about?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was a fun night. It was interesting.
It does sound fun.
I think after I left, there was a bunch of guys from Sioux City that came with their fast cars, and there's some really quick Mustangs in my hometown, and there's some other people I know from the surrounding areas that have some pretty fast LS powered vehicles and stuff like that, and they all kind of converged that night. And I think that there might be some street outlaw action out there, some visiting of Mexico, if you will,
In Sheldon, of
in
course.
Sheldon. Which I did not attend this year. I have attended in past years. It's kind of cool. It's not my thing. I don't really condone street racing, as we've talked about before, but
Right.
it's kind of interesting to see that side of the car community.
Sure.
So, anyway,
What else did you do this weekend?
Monday I went down to Lincoln for SCCA's Solo Nationals. Now, Monday's just a test and tune day, so the full gamut of ridiculousness is not there yet, but a majority of the wild and insane things that show up are there, and it is truly and utterly race car overload.
Yeah, I believe it. I've seen that parking lot. Is it full of people?
Well, let's put it this way. It is advertised as being the largest participant motorsport event in the world. And at last I knew there were 1,330 people registered
Damn.
to race this week.
Wow.
1,300 people registered to race.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of people. It's crazy.
Tons of people. Now, there's the national way of doing things, especially when you're serious about it, is to co-drive. Because number one, you can keep tire temps up between runs, and number two, you have a second person to help with test and tune and dialing in, because apparently Lincoln's concrete is unlike anything else. But so, there's not 1,330 cars there, but there's still probably 800 cars there. I mean, it's still it's crazy. And the full gambit from Honda brought an NSX.
That was
So-
pretty cool.
So I got to see a brand new NSX. They're badass.
Did they have a lot done to it, or was
No.
it basically just,
No, it
stock?
is a bone stock car.
Nice.
Really good looking car.
I'm surprised that they brought it out, to be honest. You know what I mean? Of all the places you could bring it, not saying that they shouldn't have. I'm just saying,
Well, so when you get onto a national level, there's a class called, I think, just SS,
Okay.
Super Street, if you will, which is really quite popular, and it's full of like C7Z06s and
Is that the R8 class?
like GT3s and R8s and maybe a McLaren or two, and that's what this car is in. And so I think that they're kind of trying to show that this car is capable of doing this in this scenario, because they might sell a few.
Were they gonna? Do you know if they were gonna run it, or was it?
Yeah, it's being raced in that class.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it was there for that class.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Like last year, they brought Mazda brought an ND there. They brought a bone stock one, and they bought a mildly prepped one that they raced in STR, and that was why it was brought there. Was it's in the class, but it's not being. It hasn't been officially classed yet, so we're putting it in STR because that's where we think it will be, but it doesn't count towards podiums
standings.
Or anything like that.
Okay.
So if you lose to it, it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
But that's kind of a thing that I think the SCCA probably tries to get manufacturers to do with the new car every year. A car that they think is probably going to be popular in that it serves well for both parties.
Oh, for sure.
To bring it out.
For sure.
It was cool to see it. It's the first one I've seen in real life, and I know we've kind of talked down on it a little bit, but I like it.
Looks sweet.
I really like it. It's good.
Like lust after it.
Someone
like
said
it?
a change of heart.
I really, really
Okay.
like it.
All right. Would you buy it over an R8?
The current one.
Yeah, the current R8.
I don't like the current R8.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it
think
looks goofy.
I don't like the way it looks. I've said before that I think the Huracan looks better. I think I'd buy an NSX.
The old R8 looks better than the new R8.
Oh, if I was talking,
Infinitely
if you gave me like a showroom
fresh
old R8
Yeah.
or the new NSX, I wouldn't even hesitate.
Okay.
I'd be in the R8. But I don't like the new one. It just looks
really
funny.
goofy.
And the new NSX looks way better, and I think it's probably a better car. There was somebody, I think with Road and Track, who took it on the SCCA's inaugural Targa competition, which I don't know if either of you have ever heard of.
Nope.
They basically took autocross, time trials, and what they called track cross, and the road rally, and they mix them all into one weekend. So you do an autocross, and then you road rally to a racetrack, and you race there, and then you road rally to another one, and you do like a standing start section of the track, of the next track, and that's all in one weekend. And they had one of those guys do an NSX, and he won with it overall against Randy Probst, who is a damn good driver in an Exo set.
Beat him in an Exo set?
Beat him in an Exo set.
Damn.
Beat him in an autocross in an Exo set.
Damn.
Wow. It's not a slow car.
Very impressive.
So now I'm starting to rethink everything I've thought about the new NSX.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a good looking car. I really like it.
Nice.
But I don't know. We got to see Vermeulen's Camaro again.
Yeah.
It's a really, really ridiculous car. There was a pretty good number of guys from Iowa, which is always fun to see.
Right.
People I know, cars I've raced against, stuff like that.
Yeah, rumor was at work today that my coworker got 23rd overall.
Yeah, he was there. It rained today,
Yep.
so that's a bummer. That's one thing about the SCCA is they race in the rain, so you got to come with a wet setup if you're going there with slicks.
As they should.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
But God, I don't even know. There's just so much stuff. It's so hard to even begin to talk about everything because there's just so many things there. There's somebody there that they have an old air cooled Targa 911, and he radiused the fenders to clear slicks.
Okay.
And when I say he radiused them, he radiused them.
Heated him and
No,
pushed him hard.
removed
Oh, okay.
fender, inches of fender to clear slicks, and the slicks stick out 2 or 3 inches all the way around the
Jeez.
car. It is epic, and it makes Porsche owners, I'm
Yeah, I
sure.
was going to say, if you're
just-
a Porsche enthusiast, an air-cooled enthusiast,
Yeah, I have some pictures. I'll
gotta be
post it.
pissed.
I have a couple of pictures of stuff I saw while I was there. It's hard to like I didn't do a very good job at taking pictures because there's just so much there, and you kind of forget that you should pull your phone out and take them because
You're too busy focused on what's going on and not behind your phone.
You can't. So like that Lotus that you have to race against, the Elan,
Yeah.
there's like 4 of them there.
Factory built ones.
Yeah. It's
Interesting.
like ones that don't even have headlights because they're
Factory race cars.
race cars. There's 4 of them there. Just crazy
was the Iowa region one there?
He
or-
was not.
Okay. I don't know if he's ever gone to that, to be honest.
I don't know.
I was
if he
just
has or
curious.
not. But like, I didn't think there'd be 5 of those in the country,
Right.
and there is apparently.
And they're just in Omaha,
Lincoln.
in the Midwest. Or
Yep.
Lincoln, I mean.
Yep.
Crazy.
But it brings people from all over the country. There was
Yeah.
Texas, California, and there's some big money there. Like semi-trailer rigs pulling in with multiple car teams. There's big money in it. We talked to one of the guys I went with. He has a S2000 that he's trying to get his time trial license so he can race with NASA. But there was an S2000 that we were looking at that was there. That was a very heavily prepared turbo S2000 racing in SSM, and we were talking to that guy for a while about it, and the car makes 700 horsepower.
Ooh.
Wow.
Out of 2 liters still?
Yeah.
Oof.
They said the
Or
only
2.2.
thing that's been changed inside of that motor is that they put Inconel exhaust valves on it. Otherwise, it's completely
That's
stopped.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Because that's a really high compression motor, too, if I remember right.
It has some. He called it a WRC style rocket in the exhaust. And I don't know what it was, but he said that car will hold 20 to 30 psi from barely above idle to red line constantly.
Jeez.
Good Lord.
It's like a naturally it drives like a naturally aspirated car because it holds boost constantly. But like we never got a chance to see it race.
Yeah.
But I would assume that just pops and cracks and bangs because it's constantly an anti-lag, because I'm guessing that's some sort of anti-lag chamber pre-turbo.
Crazy.
That's the kind of shit that shows up there. Like full aero, 335s all the way around. Slips.
Crazy. It's crazy.
There was like the newer generation STI with a sequential transmission in it. What?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think Bill said that's like a $10,000 transmission or something like that, because
Probably.
he looked at it, because he had to swap the gears out on, or he did swap the gears out on his.
Yeah.
And he looked at that transmission. It's expensive.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but that's some serious race car transmission there.
Yeah, and it's in basically a brand new STI there. Just crazy.
I know.
There was a guy there that had an Evo with a rear-mounted radiator because he's trying to distribute weight better.
Right.
That's the kind of shit that these people will do.
If anybody ever talks shit about autocross, you should go to Nationals, because
Nationals will change your mind about everything you ever thought race cars. It's out of control. It really, truly is. It's so much fun, though. Every year I go there, I think a little bit more like, boy, I really should come and race this. I need to go.
yeah, you should go for
I
sure.
want to go.
Next year.
I'd like to do it next year.
Competitive or not competitive?
I don't know.
You know?
The first year I went, I was like, oh, I don't want to go for quite a few years because I don't want to show up here and make a fool of myself.
Yeah.
And the more I go, the more I'm like, you know what? I don't really care. I'll come here and be dead last. That's fine. I just want to come. I just want to come and experience
Participate.
this. It's crazy.
Robbie?
Phrasing.
You should go. It's crazy.
Phrasing.
I don't know what phrasing here.
You
What are
said
we phrasing?
you said I want to come like 3 times.
Okay, whatever.
The best part is you didn't even notice. He's
I
like,
know.
I want to come.
He was being serious. He was having a
Seriously,
moment like
seriously.
this is a dream of mine.
Seriously.
This is a serious moment. I just want to come. And Robbie, I could see Robbie laughing in the corner.
I'm a child.
But Cam has become a really popular class there. There were a ton of cars there for Cam.
Yeah.
And they have a new, like a new model or a late model, and then like good guys. And the late model one, there were a couple of C-prepared cars there that I think they just took their slicks off, put 200 treads on, and went out and raced.
Well,
in
that's cool,
Cam
though.
Instead, it's awesome. So, I got to meet a fan. That was
You
pretty
did, yeah, you
sweet.
did.
I got to meet Derek
Redbeard, right?
Redbeard.
Was it as awesome as you had imagined?
It is
his
a
beard?
glorious red
Okay.
beard. There's nothing to say about it beyond that. But it was fun. I didn't get to hang out with him as much as I was hoping, but because he was doing this and that, and I was running around, and it just didn't work out. But we did get a few minutes to talk and chat and shake hands, so it was cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's always kind of humbling to meet a fan.
It is.
He seemed pumped about
Somebody
it.
from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Who just listens to our strange little show.
Nice.
So
It's a deal.
it was fun.
Let's do the news,
do the
Robbie.
news.
Let's do the news.
We can start this off by me butchering a name.
Yay! It's Italian, and by the way, they designed my car, so if you get it wrong, you'll insult me.
You just watch yourself.
You got my name wrong for weeks.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Pininfarina.
It's close enough. The weird
Yeah.
accent in the middle, but yeah, it's fine.
Pininfarina. They built a $2.5 million hydrogen cell race car. And they're selling it.
So I wanted to talk about this mostly because Robbie has voiced his dislike for hydrogen fuel cell vehicles in the past.
What, the Hindenburg?
So as soon as I saw this, I was like, yeah, we got to talk about this for sure.
Yep.
How do you feel about it, Robbie?
It's a cool looking car. It looks like the Dodge Tomahawk. So I kind of like, or that concept that they made.
Yeah.
So I like the way it looks. I think it'd be,
Okay.
It's basically the arcade of style of cars
Okay.
for like you'd see in a video game.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So I do like the way it looks. I don't know. I'm not.
You're not sold on the hydrogen
Hydrogen's
thing?
not the way to go.
I don't agree.
I don't know.
I also don't agree.
With me?
Right, correct. I agree with Adam.
All right. Go on. Tell me.
I don't know. I'm all about this hydrogen fuel cell thing. I don't think it's as volatile as.
No,
you
I
think
don't.
it is.
I don't think it's like the Hindenburg. It's not going to
It's
blow up. But
its byproduct is water.
it's made from water. Yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
so what comes out of the tailpipe? Water.
You know what it takes to make it?
Explosions.
Explosions. No, but you can actually use. Like I said, we're getting to the next topic already, so we'll go on that later. But yeah, I was looking into it, and right now it's not super economical.
No,
However,
but neither are batteries, and we're trying that anyway.
yeah, we are trying that too.
We are forcing that down our throats, aren't we? The battery
think-
thing.
Yeah.
My thing about hydrogen fuel cells is that it's not really any different than going to get gasoline. So, like, if you have a hydrogen fuel cell car, you can go to a hydrogen station when it happens, and you can hook up you can hook it up to a hydrogen pump, and there's a little bit more screwing around you got to do because you got to lock it down and whatever, so it doesn't leak. But you can put the hydrogen in the car, and then you can pay for it, and you can leave. You don't have to sit there for 45 minutes while you try to quick charge a battery.
It's probably a discussion for a topic too, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Whatever.
fine.
Well-
But that's my thing. I like that we're seeing some progress with this because before the whole electric car thing, the whole Tesla thing, like BMW had a hydrogen 7 Series.
Yeah, this isn't new.
So I think that race cars have historically been the test bed for proving things in a consumer world, and so I think this is a good step in the right direction for doing that.
Yeah,
And when Pininfarina makes things, they almost always look cool,
true.
as this does.
Yes, I would agree with that.
They even made a soda machine that looks pretty rad. Let's face it.
I don't disagree with that either.
And I love it.
Not even mad about the weird soda machine either. It looks kind of cool.
The first time I saw that, I was with Katie's family, and I started freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, that's just Pininfarina on the front. And I'm Googling it, trying to figure out if it really is.
Yeah.
Or someone was just being a douche.
And put a sticker on it.
Yeah, and it really is. And her whole family was just like,
What is wrong?
What is your deal?
Calm down.
Who cares?
We're at the noodles.
Yeah, it says,
Chill out.
It's got some weird name I can't pronounce on the front of it. Who cares? I'm like, no, it's Pininfarina. They make Ferraris.
It looks sweet. Look at it. Stop judging me.
But yeah, I think it's cool. It's prohibitively expensive.
Yeah,
the car.
$2.5 million per car, and it only has 503 horsepower, and it's
Yeah.
only rear wheel drive.
Yeah. And they're only going to make like
10.
10.
Or yeah, they said they're going to make 10 versions. I don't know if that means they're going to make 10 different types of it.
I assume they're all
Or
going to be the
10
same.
total.
I assume
That
it's
was-
going to be one of those spec series things.
Poor verbiage, I think, is what
I
that
think
was.
so. I think 10 total.
I assume it'll be like, you're a billionaire and you didn't quite get in on the McLaren P1 GTR and you just missed out on getting your own
Vulcan.
XX and you didn't want to buy a Vulcan, so this is your next best bet.
If I had $2.5 million for a car, it would not be this one.
Of the list of vehicles that are similar to this, it's pretty far down on mine as well.
Yeah.
But it's still really cool.
If you're the guy that's bought all the other items on the list, you will
Maybe
also
that
buy this
too.
one.
Maybe that too. Maybe you have to round out your set.
There's probably 10 of those guys, though. So I think they'll at least sell 10.
You know what they really should do with this? They should take this car design and LS swap it. There we really
Where your head's at.
we really
you've
have
been-
something
You've
here.
been hanging out with
The-
Michael
the-
way too
Because
much.
you could get a 500 horsepower LS for like
Nothing.
6-7 grand.
Yeah.
A little bit of effort. Cam swap, basically. You don't have to deal with this hydrogen bullshit at all or any batteries.
Yeah, so you can put an 800 horsepower engine in there and
Boom.
really have something.
Sold, son.
Get rid of this
Damn
hydrogen
it.
garbage.
Damn it! Why?
There's no more balance in this show anymore.
Nope.
What's the next topic?
Well, kind of stemming from that, the company Nikola, which kind of came out, I think it was last year, where they're saying they're going to build a zero-emission semi-truck. Well, they're totally changing directions after selling a bunch of pre-sales to now they're instead of doing a electric one, it's going to be a zero-emission hydrogen fuel cell semi.
Like it.
This is our third week in a row of semi news.
It's whatever. We're
I think it's
to the
Probably.
masses.
That's good. I'm just. It's kind of
We're
funny.
trying to appeal to a new group, and now everybody knows.
Truckers probably listen to podcasts.
That's what I'm saying.
so
I would
it's-
imagine.
We
it's
should do
fine.
trucker news.
Yeah, all the time.
That'll be like our 5th podcast.
Trucker news?
Truckers show.
We've never done trucking things, though. we could do some trucking things.
Add to the list of things to do.
Maybe.
We
Ooh,
still-
that's not a bad idea. Drive an 18-wheeler.
yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. I like that idea, though. Side note that.
We'll add that to the next bucket list.
But I like this idea as well.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
all about this because this, stemming back to our previous conversations, this fixes a lot of our problems with the large truck
Right.
industry.
And they want to build 50 hydrogen stations by 2020 or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's going to be across the country. And it looks like it would basically be on every major. It'd have to be like major interstates because what blew my mind is that with this, if this goes exactly as they plan, this will have like a 1,200 mile range on one tank.
1,200 miles.
See, I don't know if that's
It's excessive.
good or not. I don't know what a range on
Oh.
a semi is.
It's not that long. Not even close.
I don't know.
What's a semi get MPG? Like
4?
5?
It's
yeah.
terrible, but they
It's
also
diesel
have
and it has,
giant fuel tanks. So
Their tanks are about 125 gallons, I think. It might be way
What's
off.
1,200 divided by 5? 200. So you'd have to have 240 gallons on the truck.
Yeah, and I think they were saying that the equivalent of the hydrogen power equivalent was the equivalent of, I say equivalent a lot, of 350 gallons of diesel is what they were saying.
Really?
It was a different article than what we have here. And it was, this company not only is going to build the semi, which
Yep.
people are excited about. They were excited about when it was electric. Now I think more people are excited about it as hydrogen. They're also going to build 100 megawatt solar farms to harness this hydrogen so they'd actually do their own infrastructure, which is pretty impressive.
It's impressive, but I was comparing it to like what Tesla's done in the last 5 years.
Right.
I don't think it's like out of line. I mean,
yeah,
No, it's not
if you
a
can get
new
the
idea.
funding.
yeah.
And I feel like that this will fund better than Tesla
Yeah.
because I think there's a lot more people with a lot of money that are riding on this.
there's more
This
to
could change the game.
For
there's
sure.
more to be had here. I think.
Yeah,
could
yeah,
change
I would,
the game.
I would agree with that.
A
for
hydrogen semi with zero emissions is much more sought after than a $100,000 Tesla Roadster, or
Yep.
some
Or whatever.
whatever.
And
Yep.
the truck industry is used to spending big dollars on trucks already. So,
Yep, they spend more money on fuel than they do the driver, like 4 to 1.
well, and buying a new truck is not a cheap prospect.
absolutely not.
They're in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So,
And they were going to have a lease program, it sounds like, for these. So
I
they
don't
got
see
that
why
sorted
this-
out.
What was it? I can't remember the exact number, but they were saying you buy one of these new semis, you also get, I think it's like I don't know if it was a year or if it was like a certain amount
Of
no,
hydrogen?
You get 1 million miles of free hydrogen.
1 million miles?
1 million miles.
What?
It was not on this
per
article.
truck,
Yeah, I buy one of these new trucks, costs, let's just throw a number out there, $500,000.
Okay.
You get 1 million miles of free hydrogen for that vehicle.
If you're a trucking company,
Jesus.
How can you
how
say
could you
no?
turn that down?
How many of these can I buy?
Yeah.
I can see why they have like 9,000 pre-orders.
Okay.
I get that.
It's truck news to be excited about. Interesting.
It's weird that we're excited, but I think
kinda
it's
like
great
it.
because I think that this is a much better direction than all electric vehicles.
I feel like we've
I think
really
it's
been
more sustainable.
I think we've really been cramming that battery thing really hard, and I think it's not.
I don't think
still
it's
don't think it's the
sustainable.
way.
No.
Yeah.
For something that I don't think it made enough news with this. I don't remember how much Tesla made when they did their pre-sales of the number 3 or whatever it was called.
The Model 3?
Yeah. Do you remember roughly how much they had in pre-sale money?
300 billion or something.
No, it wasn't the bees.
No, I know that's a joke.
It wasn't in the Bs?
No.
Well, this company, Nikola, has already got millions of dollars in pre-orders, and it's equivalent to $2.3 billion worth of vehicles if once sold outright. So
Damn.
for something that generated that kind of money, or potentially generated that kind of money
It was
already,
pretty quiet.
it's awfully quiet.
Neat.
So I'm on board with the Hindenburg thing.
Hindenburg truck?
Yep, I'm into it.
Giant missile?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. What's next?
This was something you wanted to talk about, and that red is no longer the most ticketed vehicle according to the Ohio. What is this? Cleveland
State Patrol?
Yeah, the Ohio State Patrol.
So I have some problems with this news article, and that's why I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
How many red cars are out there anymore?
Are we talking
Just
statistically?
like in I don't. So the numbers that they were giving there, they were talking about red isn't the most ticketed. I'll bet you, because they didn't look at it per capita, and this is the type of thing I hate about a lot of statistical reports. They'll give you, this is no longer this way. Well, is it really that, or are you looking at this per capita, or are you looking at this as a whole? Because there's a hell of a lot more tan vehicles out there than there are red. So of course they're going to have more tickets.
Yep. So this is just Ohio, and it's the State Patrol. So I don't know if this is just highway tickets or.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Know.
Yeah, it wasn't super descriptive.
Yeah, so they went on to say that black is the most ticketed vehicle.
Per
all of them?
right, higher percentage of black vehicles are ticketed if you take into account the total number of vehicles in a certain color registered in the state.
So that
Did
is
I capture that correctly?
So that is per capita, if you will. They are looking at it as if they were all the same number of vehicles per color.
Well, they did that too, and I think maybe it was statistically insignificant.
Yeah,
but you're saying you meant total vehicles black was more ticketed.
Yeah, well, and that's the pie graphs here they have.
Right.
It just says color of vehicles ticketed. It just has a total number. So like there was 105,875 black vehicles that got tickets.
Okay.
And that was number 1. And then white was number 2 at 101.
Yeah.
But I think this more shows a trend in the color
Vehicle
people are choosing
colors.
rather than anything.
Right.
Like, just
Yeah,
red is not as popular of a color as it was 10, 15, 20 years ago when that stigma was created.
I would agree. Yeah, and I'd say that stigma probably killed that color a little bit.
It could have, yeah.
I mean, so if you're like, you're not going to buy the red Mustang, are you? You're going to get a ticket.
So now
I'll
I
get
can't
the
buy
black.
a
I'll get the black one instead.
Now you're getting a
black
ticket because it's
doesn't
black.
stick out as much.
Yeah.
That's what
Incorrect,
they were thinking.
sir.
Well, apparently now we need to go buy red ones again.
Yeah, because
Bring it on. I like red. More color.
My concern was, did the Ohio State Patrol really write 612,000 tickets last year?
That doesn't.
Yes,
that
they did.
Wouldn't surprise me in any way, shape, or form.
That is so much money.
it blows my mind how many tickets are written or how much money they make off tickets. Iowa State Police, not Ames Police, not Iowa, the state.
The Iowa State
campus
University has its own police
made-
force.
Last time I was at school, so a couple years ago, senior year, they made $2 million off of parking tickets alone on campus.
$5 or $10 at a time.
That is unbelievable.
See, they still haven't gotten it through their brains yet that the autonomous car will kill all tickets.
So that
tickets,
parking
speeding
ticket thing,
tickets doesn't matter.
is it true that they will hold your diploma if you have an outstanding parking ticket?
No.
That's the rumor around Iowa State.
It's also a rumor that if you get hit by a bus, you get free tuition.
Yeah, they had that same rumor at Iowa.
What about if my roommate dies? Do I not have to go to school the rest of the semester?
You might get free counseling. But the one thing that popped out to me
I've
is,
never heard the bus one. That's hilarious.
$60 ticket, which is probably on the low side, that's $37 million.
it's got to be like the cheapest
Damn.
tickets I ever had was 80, and that was going like 4 over.
Okay, so 40 million, 45 million.
Yeah,
That's
that's a crazy amount of money.
outrageous.
That's minimum.
Outrageous.
Yeah. Man. Well, if you look at these pie charts and your, statistics in any way, shape, or form, one obvious thing jumps out at you. They follow the same pattern of colors except for red and blue. Everything else is identical. So the most ticketed is equal to the most owned. More people own black cars, therefore more people with black cars got tickets.
Right.
And then the next car, most owned, white. Second most tickets, white.
White.
And it goes all the way across, all the way down, except for
That
red.
was kind of my point.
Yeah, red and blue are switched. It literally has nothing to do with the color of the vehicle. It's just the number of vehicles owned. So thank you for telling me, Ohio, that the most number of vehicles owned is black. Therefore, they got the most tickets. Thank you.
And on that bombshell,
I'm so...
It cost $37 million to come up with that fact, Robbie.
I am so much smarter to know that if there's more vehicles
of
of
that
a certain color, they'll probably get more
tickets.
And if we want to take this a step further, the likelihood of getting a ticket based on color is 5.1% if it's black. And then the furthest away is gray at 5.9%. So you have roughly a 5 to 6% chance likelihood of getting a ticket in a car based on color.
This cost $37 million, Robbie.
So if you buy a car with color on it, you have a 5 to 6% chance of getting a ticket.
Sounds racist.
Whatever.
Moving on.
After developing the water injection system with BMW, Bosch is now offering it to other manufacturers. I think it's kind of the path I was expecting.
Water
Yeah.
injection, yeah.
so I guess maybe we'll be seeing this on more performance vehicles.
I found it interesting how much it reduced fuel consumption.
Yeah, 13%.
13%.
Up to.
Yeah, I'll say this is the 10% fuel economy thing.
Yeah.
Like they sell you that diode on eBay for your
In a
cheap.
perfect
you plug it in,
laboratory
plug it in.
environment, we can make a car that's really shitty. gain
VW has
13%.
made a vehicle that reduced emissions by 10... Oh, sorry.
Oh wait, that's just a computer program.
Yeah,
But
but even if it's 1 or 2%, that's still significant
It's something.
in a large volume.
Yeah, and it proved that you can gain power because the BMW went from 425 horsepower to 500.
Oh, we've always known that you can gain power off of it.
Right.
It's been being used since World War II in airplanes. So.
Yeah, it's not a new technology.
No.
It's just refined, I guess is the way to
Yeah.
describe it. So I'm actually surprised that this isn't more readily available already. Oh, and like if Bosch goes and starts selling these to JEGs or Northern Auto Parts or whatever,
Well,
you
I
can
don't
just buy
think
a
they're
kit.
going to do that so much because there's already that in the market. I think more what they're doing is they're selling it to GM and Ford and Toyota,
Yeah.
so that they can put it on their consumer vehicles, and it'll probably be, just like filling up your washer fluid.
Yep.
Yeah, just a light goes off when it's empty and you fill it up again. Nothing crazy.
As long as it's straight water, or
As long-
you're going to have to use some sort of antifreezed water,
Yep.
Yeah.
depending on your environment.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure BMW charges you like $400 a gallon for it.
But if it becomes mainstream, then it
You
won't.
can you can get a generic. Definitely.
And like I said, the last time we talked about this, a lot of people just use washer fluid because it's a high alcohol based solution.
Smart. That's the way to do it.
So
Cool. Something to look
so
forward
nothing
to.
too crazy.
not a lot to talk. It's just kind of interesting.
It's cool, though.
I think it's kind of funny that Bosch, or I'm mildly surprised that BMW didn't do something to try and make a move to prevent Bosch from being able to resell it,
Yeah, make it their
at
own.
least for a while. Keep it exclusive to that, because I think if this hits the market, that some of the GTS specialness might go away.
That's true. I could see that.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's all we got for news this week.
Boom.
We'll have more next week. You should come back, listen to it.
Maybe.
Yeah, you might not be here.
That's what you get for missing one episode every 3 months. You get thrown under the bus.
It's whack.
Can you guys think of anything else?
Nah.
Not really, no.
Okay.
I could pull up a calendar, but there's probably nothing interesting.
Boom. Let's end this then.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Now, are you ready?
Yes.
See, you give this.
Are you going to intro with
big,
dude?
Big
dude.
Big
Welcome to the
speech.
1010s podcast.
Big speech. Bring the energy up. And Robbie's like, yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's cool, dude. That's fine. Whatever.
Chill.
It's cool.
That's fine. Michael and I will be high energy.
Yeah, be high
Robbie
energy.
will just
God
be like,
damn it.
Whatever.
Whatever, dude. Dude.
Sup.
Guys.